Hello, YouTube. It's me, John Avenger, once again, and welcome to another review. This is a review now. We're doing Capes and Beyond, which is a superhero month. It's not just going to be Marvel and DC. It could be anything. It could be a streamed superhero show on Nickelodeon or the Disney Channel or on Amazon Prime or Netflix or whatever. Anything goes that I haven't reviewed yet. This is a 1990 TV show, superhero show, done by DC. Yes, this is the first show that came out. And yeah, Josh, I can do it. There's a lot of superhero movies I have not reviewed yet and shows, so I'm going to prove you wrong. Here's the first one. This is they debuted September 20th, 1990 for one season, but it had enough episodes to suffice. And that is The Flash, the 1990 show. This is a pretty good show for the Flash that we got back in the 1990s, before the DCU, before the Justice League animated series, before the Grant Gustin show that was much, darker and more serious. Because this one is a lot different. Like, there's a lot of differences between this one and the 2014 one. One thing is, it's the same. Barry Allen is still Barry Allen here. He's played by John Wesley Shipp, who was on the Flash show as John Garrick. The the Flash from the original Flash with the helmet and everything. Yeah. Excuse me. And in this show, you also have Amanda Pays and Alex Desert, who was he was Eli in Boys Meets World. Yeah. And this show, while there were problems. Like I said, the budget at the time was very low, so they couldn't do a lot of big superhero stuff. There was no CGI, and a lot of the effects look really dated now, but they did the best they could for what they had. Amanda Pays, I don't like her in this show. I know Josh is going to be like, because she's British, we're going to hate her from the start. Hear me out. It's because of this character doesn't do anything. She's trying to be like a mix of like Cisco from the 2014 show and Iris isn't even in this show. She has a cameo in the pilot, and then you never see her again. So you have Tina McGee, who a scientist at Star Labs who provides the Flash with experimental inventions to adapt and overcome his enemies and learn about his powers. She's also the love interest. Her and Barry have no chemistry whatsoever. I will take interracial Iris and Barry in the 2014 show over this, because the romance does not work for me. Half the time she's either kidnapped, disappears, or becomes a villain in one of the episodes, and her acting is awful in this. I don't know what it was. It's just she was miscast. Alexander Desert is pretty cool as Julio Mendez. He's a Central City Police Department scientist who's Barry Allen's co-worker and close friend. So he's basically like Cisco or Caitlin. The villains are great in this show. Well, most of them. Because Mark Hamill is in the show. He was in a few episodes. He's James Montgomery Jesse, a.k.a. the Trickster. This is the reason why he got the Joker in the animated series, because of this. Because as a Trickster, he's so big and so over the top and so colorful that he just steals every scene from Barry Allen. And he's a psychopath and delusional mass murderer with multiple personalities. Basically, if you did Moon Knight the right way. Just saying, without all the bullshit, stupid accents or whatever. And he's really good in the show. He steals a lot of the show. I love Mark Hamill from Star Wars, and as the Joker. You have Emmett Walsh as Henry Allen in the first episode. Dick Miller as Foss Knight. He's, rest in peace, by the way. The cast is mostly good, except for, like I said, this girl as Tina just didn't do anything for me. The show had how many episodes? There were 22 episodes, about 40 minutes a piece, 48 minutes, except for the pilot, which is about 90 minutes. And the character is respected here. He's not crying like a bitch. He's not knocked on his ass all the time. He fails, but when it's necessary, they don't have to like make him lose in every episode. Some episodes are dark, and some of them I was laughing my ass off, especially with the Trickster, because Hamill's just he's a chameleon when it comes to cinema and TV shows. You had other villains. You had Michael Champion as Captain Cold, but he looked like Bill Clinton for some reason. You have David Cassidy as Mirror Master. I know Tevye knows who he is. I played as him in the DC Supervillains game. Jeffrey Combs as Jimmy Swain. He's a mob boss, and that Denise Crosby is Rebecca Frost, who I think she's related to Caitlin, to Killer Frost. Paula Marshall is Iris West. Yeah, she doesn't do anything here. She's in like one episode, and then you don't see her again. It says Marshall was credited as a principal character for the pilot, but was subsequently written out of the show with the second episode because they wanted to focus on Tina, who has no chemistry with Barry Allen. That's why the show failed, guys. The love interest didn't work, and also the ratings. They released this in the peak of TV shows like The Simpsons and what else came out around that time. The Simpsons had just came out. Jay Garrick, not John. Yeah, The Flash was originally scheduled to debut on the CBS slot on Thursday to go against The Cosby Show, and this is before Cosby's controversy. But in an attempt to attract younger audiences before Fox moved The Simpsons, which at the time was the biggest cartoon in the world for adults. Yeah, CBS moved the series to Thursday nights entirely, moving the show to Saturday nights. Had the show continued, it was revealed the second season would have opened with Flash's rogue team up to take down the hero, but we didn't get that until the 2014 show, which we had a lot of actors from this show that debut, came back in the other show. But like I said, it wasn't. The show was ahead of its time. Didn't have the budget to do the effects. I love the score, but it sounds like a Batman score. That's another problem I had with this show. It so wants to be a Batman show because the Flash in this show, his costume's very dark, like the Ezra Miller version. And unlike that version, though, the music, like he's hiding in the shadows. And I'm like, the Flash doesn't hide in the shadows. He wears red, bright red and yellow, or wears yellow like a Kid Flash. He doesn't hide in the shadows like this. He doesn't hide in the shadows like this, He doesn't do that. So why you making him Batman? Oh yeah, because Batman 89 was like a year before this show came out. So they had a lot of inspiration from that. It sounds very, very Batman. Listen to the score of this show and tell me that it doesn't sound like a Batman show. There were also guest stars of actors that would be huge in later years, like Tim Thomerson and Linda Park, Mark Dacascos, Jonathan Brandis, may he rest in peace. You have you have Bryan Cranston was in the show. I'm like, Bryan Cranston from Breaking Bad? Wow, that's awesome. You also had Anthony Stark as the Ghost. He's a good actor. Yeah, he was he's the black guy. He gives a really good message to Barry. Like it's not the suits that make us heroes. It's the man underneath the costume that counts. That's a really good freaking line. See, the show had some moments of brilliance. Yeah, he was really good. You had Nightshade. No, that's the black guy, not the Ghost. The Nightshade. He's the guy. He passed away in '96. Yeah, a few years after the show. So rest in peace, Jason Bernard. Dr. Desmond Powell. Nightshade was the one that gave him the thing, yeah. Who else is in the show? I already said Alexander Desert. And the show is short. It's not like it didn't overstay its welcome. A lot of these CW shows, the reason that they don't work now is they stretch them out. They go for, instead of having like 10 episodes that are clear, not 6 like a CW show or like a Disney Plus show, but at least 10 tightly knitting episodes that are action-packed and are fun to watch, that would have worked. Stretching it out to like 15 to 25 episodes is too much, guys. We don't need 5 episodes of filler of drama. That's not what a superhero show is supposed to be. Especially now, where everything is moving so fast. You have Jerry Ryan is in the show. She was Felicia Kane. You have, who else? And it's a good show. If you've never seen it, they have it on Tubi, so that you can watch it for free. So there's no excuse not to watch it. And, it is a good show for what it is. It has its flaws. Like I said, the budget is not very big. Tina's not an interesting character to me. Just to me. And also, you didn't have any crossovers with Batman or Superman or anybody because, again, at that time, there was no Arrowverse. And DC was only doing films and cartoons. They didn't do like a shared cinematic universe like now. But it is a good show. It has a better budget than the Shazam show that came out back in the 70s. And Superboy, which I'm watching right now. But I'll get to that when I finish that show. This show's good, though. If you've never seen it, watch it. At least once all the way through. There's some filler episodes in the middle there. But the pilot's really well done. The Flash gets into the costume and gets his powers, and he fights a bunch of bikers, Hell's Angels, and the show made me laugh my ass off. So especially the finale, which was not supposed to be the finale, but Hamill's just, he's a hoot, man. He's freaking hilarious. But yeah, anyway, it's a good show. Give it a shot if you want to, and I'm willing to give the show. I hope that the Flash can get a better reception in 2023 after the CW show is finally over and Ezra Miller's replaced. So we'll see what happens. But anyway, thanks for watching. Take care, and I will see you guys in the next one. Later.